Okay, so I'm just going to take you through an ID process, which we all have to do when we are foraging mushrooms. And so this is the second video that I've watched, and I will, well, let's see what he does.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a
and I'll show you what I do.
So what we've got here, these are called fairy ring mushrooms, and as you can see they grow in a ring formation here, and sometimes it will be a complete ring, but more often when it gets to this size it starts to break up and it will become pieces of a ring, often superimposed rings. Anyway, let's get down.
Let's get down to it, baby. So down here, here are my fairy ring mushrooms, and initially I looked at these, shed some light on those, and I'm thinking, well, there seems to be, can you see all that? You can see all that. Possibly two varieties of mushroom. Now we have these here, and being smaller, obviously looking very different, you know, and quite easily could be another variety of mushroom. And even though there are a little bit of similarity at this stage, but you could possibly, well, I mean, very reasonably think, well, that's a different mushroom. So that's what I did. So, and I never found them all together like this. I found them, you know, nearby, but in the group of their own, like this. And I'm like, okay, so going to keep you, I think this one actually belongs to these. So you're going to put that there. But we've got those there. And so I separated them like that, and I thought, well, okay, I'm going to go through this elimination process of seeing what we've got. And so on a couple of videos,
and have a quick look at this mushroom. So it's quite variable in appearance, and so let's have a look at a number of different examples. So we've got one there that's still got a convex cap, and a more mature specimen there that has the cap has inverted.
I don't have any inverted ones.
Concave.
In time.
One of the typical features of this mushroom, although you can't see it so much here, here's a specimen where you can see it, is this thing called the umbo, which is on top of the cap. It's a darker coloured, like lump in the middle of the cap there. So, quite a variety of different forms and stages of development of this mushroom. One of the easiest ways to recognise this mushroom, well, there's several ways actually. One is obviously it tends to grow in rings like this, and you'll find these rings even when the mushrooms aren't here. You'll see a ring of slightly darker grass because the grass is feeding on the waste product.
That's exactly how I found these, and I mentioned it in the video.
Very good diagnostic
Now,
features of this mushroom.
there's one that looks very much like this.
The stalk is incredibly tough.
And
the
so
stalk is actually flexible, and I'll show you. This is one of the. It doesn't detach easily from the cap, so the cap will tend to tear like that before the stalk comes away.
Yeah.
But you can actually tie this stalk in a knot. It's that fibrous and tough. Anyway, so we're going to pick all of these mushrooms and take them home, and we'll cook them up. So the other thing to watch out for with these mushrooms, they are sometimes infested by maggots, and those maggots will tend to be at the top of the stalk here in the thickest bit of the flesh. It looks like we're lucky today, so these ones look...
What this guy doesn't speak about is how to ID them from a possible lookalike, which is very poisonous, some variety of a clitocybe. And so Marlowe of wildfoods.uk, he does, and what he says is that the distinction between these edibles and the Clitocybe, which are poisonous, is in where the gills join the stipe, and the Clitocybe are a decurrent gill. So that means that the flakes of the gills, they run down, joining on to the stipe, when these don't. They go down to join the rest of the cap. They don't touch the stipe. And of course this is all bendy, and they're supposed to taste pretty cool. They're a very sought after mushroom actually, and so raw. They taste like a portobello mushroom. They taste very much like the mushrooms that you get in a mushroom soup. Exactly like that. So the smaller ones here, which were in this very immature state, as opposed to them, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a chew on one of these ones. The thing is about poisonous mushrooms, I mean, I haven't heard of any which will kill you if you don't swallow them. And so you can have a taste of things like, you know, Destroy an Angel or Death Cap or something like that. But let me just see. It's the same mushroom. And so, well, that's very exciting, because there's loads of these around everywhere you go, and they're a tasty mushroom, and they're great to pick, and you know, they don't damage easy. And so the only thing is about these is the stipes are fibrous, and so we want just the mushroom. So we take the stipe off, which is almost pleasurable. That's a bit like pulling the head of a Christian, to be fair. And so, oh yeah, I mean, let's do some more, shall we? Ooh, you little Christian, you. Vegano, evil one. Yes. All right. Champignon fairy mushroom, which has got, of course, its technical name, and you don't ever hear me speaking about those, do you? I don't get into that stuff. I'm not doing it for people to ID. I'm just doing it for fun, and just to show some of you guys and girls if you're interested in this thing. But don't be trusting me about anything. That's the last thing you want to do. You trust yourself. And if you can't trust yourself, then don't do it. Can't be any fairer than that, can I? Don't do it. Look at those. I mean, that's great. I mean, they're just, there's something about those even. They taste the same, but chewy and like fibrous, so not necessarily the most pleasant experience. Alright, catch you later.